Bezo Jones. Here's a little ditty called The Direct Examination of Kelsi Siebert. All righty. And Mrs. Diener. So these are, oh my gosh, should I do, how about, I don't want to, for Kelsi's, I don't want to do a weird voice. So, how about I'll just do it, I'll try to be soft and nice for Kelsi's voice. And when you hear maybe something a little less nicer or more blunt, and it'll be either Miss Diener or the court, and whoever else pops in, probably McClellan. You'll know then, the guys. But so for Kelsi, I'll be respectful and kind and nice because, I mean, for whatever reason, anyone wants to think stuff. She did, she lost her sister, and I would never want to be, I don't want to make light of this, but it helps if I do a voice because then you guys know it's a question or an answer, so. All right, so enough talking. 30 minutes in, special request for Bezo Jones, and because of the great Low Light Recovery, Josh, who sent this link to us. And we're going to read the direct examination from Richard Allen's trial, the Delphi murders, and here we go. So Miss Diener and the court are going to ask questions. Miss Diener says this. Sorry, one second. I need a drink. Sorry, I'm sorry. Judge, the state would call Kelsi Siebert. Witness is sworn. Judge, is it okay if I give her water? So this would be Diener's voice. I'm sorry, but or the court will be, Gull will be sure. So Diener will be kind of not. You guys know, you'll know, and Kelsi will be just nice me. Okay. So Diener. Judge, is it? I'll use McClellan's voice for how's that? This will be the prosecution standard voice. Judge, is it okay if I give her water? And this will be standard Ellie or Judge. Sure. Okay, guys, it seems to work. And then anyone's nice, Kelsi or the defense, I'll just talk nicely. All right. So questions asked by Miss Diener. Kelsi, can you please tell the jury your full name? Kelsi Siebert. And is that your married name? Yes. And so back in 2017, was your last name German? Yes. Could you spell your first name for the court reporter? All this, right? So we'll just skip. And did you grow up in Delphi? Yes, I did. And did you live in town or out of town? Right outside of Delphi, yeah. Ooh. And who did you live with? My grandparents. And their names are Mike and Becky Patty. And when you were living with Mike and Patty, do you remember how old you were? I don't. I believe I was young. Very young? Yes. And LG, Liberty German, is your full sister, is that correct? Correct. In 2017, who was a part of the household? My grandparents, obviously, me, Libby, my dad, and my uncle. And your dad's name is? Derek German. And your uncle is Cody Patty. In 2017, what grade were you in? I was a junior. And in February, did you already have your license? Yep. Yes. And how old would you have been? I had just turned 17. Did you graduate from Delphi High School? Yes. Okay. And after that, did you get additional education or training? Yeah, I went to Purdue University. And did you earn a bachelor's degree? Yes, in psychology. And are you currently employed? Yes. What do you do? I work for my grandma doing appraisals, and I work at Dairy Queen in the evening. Do you have a family of your own? Yes, I'm married. I have a daughter and one on the way. Oh, great. Congratulations. Thanks. So in 2017, you were a junior. And what grade was your sister in? Eighth grade. Were you in the same types of activities at school? Yes, she did a lot more than me, but we swam together. How would you characterize your relationship with Libby? Uh, we were very close. She was more like my best friend than my sister. Were you familiar with each other's friends? Yes, we knew most of the people we went to school with. It was a small school, so everybody knew everybody. And how many, just to give an example, how many students do you recall being in your grade? My grade graduated with 86 people. Do you recall that Libby's grade was similar in size? I believe it was bigger. When you go to high school with 86 people in your class, do you pretty much know everyone? Yes. So continued. Sorry. Uh, so this is Diener, prosecution at trial, asking Kelsi Siebert German questions. Did you feel, was it your observation that I'm going to say Libby, sorry, that Libby knew most of her classmates? Oh, absolutely. And then were you also familiar with Abby? Yes. And tell me about how you knew Abby and to what extent you were familiar with her. Libby and Abby were friends. They played in sports together and had classes together. She went on vacation with our family. Was she a friend of Libby's that would spend a lot of time at your house? Yes. And did she, to your knowledge, at the particular time we're interested in, February of 2017, did you know if she had her own phone? She did not. Nope. And so maybe there's something you remember about her not having a phone that causes you to be confident that she didn't. What do you remember about it, that, if anything? I know my sister let her use her iPad sometimes. How would you describe your sister Libby's personality in relationship to her friends? Libby was always the outgoing one. She always wanted people to feel included. So she would go out and find the people that needed somebody just to make them laugh or smile. Was she someone who was brave or cautious? Very brave. And can you think of an example of that, or let's say specific to this particular instance? We've talked about the High Bridge and that it's a unique place. Are you familiar with the High Bridge? Yeah, that's a place a lot would go to hang out. But specifically, me and Libby would go out there to walk the trails. And I remember the first time we went out there together. She had to force she had to force me to go across because she was not scared. Oh, sorry, because she was so scared, excuse me. Well, I was scared. She wasn't scared at all. That was a misspeak. So Libby, Kelsey was scared and she misspoke. And now she's saying she wasn't scared at all. So she kind of made me feel silly for being scared of going across it. Do you remember how old you guys were when you did that? I had my license, so I would have been 16. So it would have been within, let's see, when's your birthday? January. Okay. So it would have been within a year. Yes. Yes. February 2017? Yes. When you and she went across the bridge, was that a first time for her and also a first time for you? Yes. And what do you remember about it? I remember the bridge being terrifying, the big gaps that were in it, but I would let her go across it alone. Excuse me, but I wouldn't let her go across it alone. So I went with her. So she's saying, she didn't want her to go alone. So she sucked it up and she was afraid, but she'll go because she's going. Okay. Was there anything that you remember specifically about the experience of going across it? Is it something that you do slowly or do you hurry up and get it over with? I crawled across it. Oh boy. Because the gaps were scary and it's very high up in the air. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be far off from that. I mean, I don't know how I'd act. I'm not really great with heights, but I'm not sure. Had you been to the trail with both Kelsi and Abby before? With Lib, with Libby and Abby? Oh, okay, so they screwed up. Oh, excuse me. Or with Libby and Abby before? Well, not with Abby, no. Okay, so let's go to February 13th. It was a Monday. What do you remember about that day? We woke up, well, I woke up late. We had the day off school, so we had planned, well, I'd planned on going to my boyfriend's house that day when she asked me if I could go to the high bridge. So she asked you to go earlier. She asked you to go earlier in the day? Yes, around the time I woke up, I was getting ready to leave. And was she wanting you to take her there, or was she wanting you to go with them? She wanted me to go with them. Okay. And so, what, if anything, do you know about what she and Abby were doing that morning after you woke up? I knew that they were awake, but I wasn't sure what they were doing. So, do you remember where you were when she asked you the first time? I was in the bathroom. Okay. And did she ask again later that day? I know in that conversation it came up that uh, I could take them and drop them off if they had a ride home. And was that something that you could do for them? Yes. Was it unusual that you would be taking Libby and Abby to the trails on this particular occasion without you going along or an adult? No way. Nope. It was a place we felt safe, and there wasn't much else to do in Delphi. So, do you know anything about the plans for her and Abby to be picked up later? Yes. I told her she had to have a ride or I couldn't drop her off. Was there anything that you were aware of that she or Abby did prior to leaving that related to going to the high bridge? I know that they told my grandma that my sister told my grandma that they were going, and she told them they had to have a sweatshirt. Okay. And so, did they take coats with them? They got them from my car. So, what do you know about sorry, what do you know about what they wore when they left your car to go on the trails? I knew that Libby had on a tie-dye shirt and I'd given Abby one of my gray jackets. And so you made a reference to a sweatshirt. Who had a sweatshirt? Both of them had sweatshirts when they left. Abby had one on and Libby took one from my car. Okay. Do you remember what the one Abby had looked like? It was a gray zip-up jacket with white strings. And do you know what Libby had? I didn't at the time. One sec. Everything okay, guys? My I don't want to make light of this, but I'm trying to kind of just do the voices in a way where if I can sound at least younger, and, uh, we won't have to keep reading the question and answer. So, one quick sec. Oh boy, my coffee is so good, but it's like just still a bit too hot. But I wanted to sip it anyway. Alrighty. And so, if anybody comes in and asks in chat if you're not sure what we're reading, I'm sure somebody will answer and let you know. Uh, okay. And so, how do you know she got something? I remember her grabbing something out of the back of my car. Okay. And so what would have been available to her in the back of your car? Lots of options. They would have been mine or hers, swimming sweatshirts mostly. And when you say a sweatshirt, can you be more specific? Yeah, we were both on the swim team. So we both had sweatshirts that said Delphi swimming on them. And do they also have something kids will get their names put on the back? Sorry. And do they also have sometimes kids will get their names put on the back? Did they all have names or did they I think they all said German, yes. So, what were you driving at this time? A white Bonneville. Had the vehicle been your grandmother's car prior to being yours? Yes. And what were the girls doing in the car on the way to the trail? We had the music playing pretty loud. Windows were open and they were just talking and taking selfies on Libby's phone. Did you become aware that your sister had posted one or more pictures that were taken inside your car on the way to the trail? I didn't know that she posted them, but I've seen them, yes. You've seen them. And if you were shown that today, you could identify it. Yes. Miss Diener, may I approach the witness judge? You may. Diener again. Questions. Kelsi, I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. I want you to take a look at it, and I'll ask you some questions. You recognize that photo? I do. And does it accurately depict Abby and Libby inside your car? Yes. Are there few? Hi, V. Yes. So this is a special request, impromptu. I was just going to go live and kind of fumble around, and Bezo Jones requested Kelsi Reed, and I stumbled around like normal, looking for it like a bozo, and then low light Josh jumps in with the link and saves the day, and we're reading Kelsi's. I was going to do the contempt stuff cover up until we get into it later tonight, but so we're just taking a quick by special request. All right, we're doing Kelsi's trial, so we'll go back to the contempt stuff tonight. This is by special request for you, for Josh, and especially Bezo Jones. Kelsi being questioned by Diener at the trial. Are there features in the picture that make you sure that it is within your car? Yeah, the window and the door. Okay. And is it the clothing that you see on them similar to what you saw that day? Yes. Okay. And so would you agree that it is the selfie you were referring to that would have been taken by your sister on her phone that day? Yes. Uh, State would move to admit Exhibit 1 and have it published to the jury. And so this is Baldwin jumps in. State's Exhibit 1 is offered. No objection. All right. Without objection, 1 is admitted and you may publish. Back to Diener. Judge, is it fine to pass, or would you rather? However you wish to do it. You may pass it. That's fine. Thank you, Judge. You're welcome. State's Exhibit 1 is published. The court. Judge Gall. Can you not display that until it's been admitted, please? Could you not display it until it's been admitted? Okay, thank you. Come on. God damn it. So just lean it up against out here. Yeah, it's fine, you idiot. No, excuse me. Sorry. Kind of sounds a little frustrated there. So this is Judge Gull. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, until it's been admitted, it shouldn't be displayed to the jury. And I think you have the opportunity to view. Oh, you're still looking at it. Okay. Just go ahead and pass that forward, and the state can retrieve that from you. So back to the questioning of Kelsi from Diener. So, can you describe for the jury the route you would take to drop your sister and Abby off at the trail? So, I would go down my driveway, I would turn right, and then go down past the cornfield and turn right again to get to the highway. That would take you to another country road that would take you down there. And so, when you get to the trailhead, are you familiar with the Hoosier Hardware Store? Yes. Would you come to the trailhead before the hardware store when you drop them off? Yes. And then after you drop them off, would you continue on in the same direction or go back up the other way? Same direction towards Delphi. Okay. And the entrance that you dropped them at, what is it referred to as around here? It would be the Mears entrance or the trailhead at that point. It had like a sign for the Monon High Bridge there. I'm just going to show her this. That's fine. Without displaying it to the jury, is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And question for Kelsi. Diener back questioning. Kelsi, I'm showing you what's marked as States Exhibit 2. You can't see the sticker, but I promise you it's States Exhibit 2. Does this area look familiar to you? Yes. And does this picture depict the mirror's entrance? Yeah. And does it depict the area from which you would have come from home to pass the mirror's entrance? Nope. No, not. And so she just says not, and not necessarily your house, but I mean the area you would have come from? Yes. Not the entire thing, but yes. And then, does it also show at least part of the path you would have taken to continue on toward town? Yes. Okay. Well, 1 second. Taking a quick break. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, V, where you been, girl? Were you busy? Did you have a good night? We did a little live and we went to Days, but I hope you had a wonderful time with your family and friends and loved ones. And we missed you and we knew you'd be coming back. So, oh, you should be sleeping. Well, I'm glad you came. It's always great when you're here, especially Fishy too. Awesome. Everything's better when you guys are around. All right. I mean it. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. And so would this be helpful for you to describe the area where you dropped them off? Yeah. And Miss Diener? Okay, Judge, the state would like to admit and publish Exhibit 2, State's Exhibit 2, for the purposes of having the witness use it as a demonstrative exhibit and also for it to be available to the jury. And this is Baldwin. No objection. All right, without objection, 2 is admitted and you may publish. So questioning again. Looks like there's 2 questions. Oh, sorry. Question, judge, question. Okay, Kelsi, I'm going to have you step down. Just be mindful that just keep your voice up. That was Gull. Yeah, you need to use your outside voice like I'm trying to do so that they can hear you. And you describe some things on this map. And this, okay. Can you all see that? So we want to stay out from in front of it, except when we're identifying something so that they can see it. Okay. So you talked about coming from the area of your home and taking them to the trailhead. So what direction would you be coming from on this map? I would have been coming from this side. Okay. And is the road that you traveled on clearly depicted in this map? Yes. Could you use your finger to indicate the road you were traveling on? It would have been this road. And she points. Okay. And so you're marking a road halfway down the page that runs horizontal. Is that correct? Yes. This road right here, okay? Do you know the name of that road? No. That's okay. Sorry, that's okay. A lot of people travel on roads they don't know the name of, okay? And so can you point out for us where the trailhead or mirror's entrance is? Right here. She points again. Okay. Now on the north, well, yeah, on the top of north side of the perpendicular road, there it looks like a house, buildings. Do you know what this is up there? I think he has a farm. And does it have a family name attached to it? I don't know. Okay. And so where is the actual trailhead? Come on over here and point it out. Then we'll know. It would be right here. And she points. Okay. And which way does it run? Down. Okay. So does it so it comes from the road you traveled on and it comes down on the page and that's the entrance to the trail. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. And is this the entrance that you said was also referred to as the mirror's entrance? Yes. Okay. And when you leave, which way do you go? I would have continued on the road that way. And you're indicating this direction? Yes. Okay. Does that path take you to town? Yes. This road mm, points, indicates. Okay. So show us how you would go there. Come on my side and do it so the jury can see. I go to this I go to this way from here. I go left this way, up this way, and here and around. Okay. And what is this large highway in the center that you're going down? The Hoosier Heartland. Okay, great. So this area to the left of the page that shows housing additions, is that Delphi? Yes. Is your home far enough away that it wouldn't be walking distance? Yes. Okay. And you can have a seat back there, up there. When you drop them off at the trailhead, is there a parking area there? A small entrance is there and people park there. Can you describe it? It kind of looks like a driveway. You could drive up on it and it's gravel or it was gravel. Uh, does it have any sort of closure to keep people from driving all the way down this path to the trail? It does now. And how many cars would, and how many cars could park there? Maybe two. Did you park there? Not very long, but I have before, yes. Okay. On this particular day, when you're dropping them off, well, what do you remember doing? I kind of just pulled in and then continued driving. And where did you go from there? I went to my boyfriend's house. Was your boyfriend's house at the time in town? Yes. And were you there the remainder of the day prior to learning that Libby and Abby were missing? We had went and got lunch, but then we went right back to his house. And that would have been in town also? Yes. You indicated that you had to go to work that day, and that's why you couldn't go to work. Go to the trail with Libby and Abby. Yes. And where did you work at that time? Dairy Queen. One sec. Oh, you going? Who's going? Fishy going to good night? Me too. I gotta go to sleep. Night. Night, Fishy. Thanks for being here. And where did you work at this time? Was Dairy Queen. Oh, I was taking a drink. Sorry. What were LG's habits with regard to her phone? Did she always know where it was? Would she tend to lose it? What do you remember? It was always in her hand. And you remember her using it on the way to the trail that day? Yes. Do you know if her phone was charged? I don't know. While you're in town doing your own thing, do you at some point get all alerted that Libby and Abby were missing? Yes, my boyfriend had left for work already, and I was waiting at his house. So it would have been after 4 o'clock. My grandma called me. And do you remember what time you went to town? When I went to Delphi? Yes, around 1:45. Would that have been around the time you left home? Yeah, around there. How long would you say it takes to get from your house to Main Street where you turn off? Maybe 10 minutes. And that's from home? Yep. And so when you learned that Libby and Abby were missing, did you try to reach her? Yeah, we were calling her. When you say we, who are you referring to? My whole family. Well, at this point, you're at your boyfriend's house, correct? Correct. And so are you calling her as soon as you find out? Or did you wait until your boyfriend came home? No, I called work and told them I was going to be late and then went straight to the bridge. You went straight to the bridge? Yeah. So tell me about when you go to the bridge. I just dropped them off and then? No, I mean when you went to look for them. Oh, when I went to look for them? Yes. My family was there, so then we walked to the bridge, and Cody and I crossed the bridge. And remind the jury who Cody is in this relationship to you. He's our uncle, and he lived in the same household. Is that right? Yes. And you refer to him as your uncle, but your grandmother, he said, "My son Cody. Can you just clear that up for us?" "Yeah, it's my grandma's son." "Okay." "So it'd be my uncle." "And you go to the high bridge with your uncle and you walk the high bridge with him?" "Yes." "So is this the only the second time you've been on the high bridge?" "No, I think I've been on it a couple times before." "So the first time with Libby?" "Yes." "And then you had it done it at least one other time." "Do you know where other family members were searching while you and Cody crossed the high bridge?" "No, I just know they didn't cross the bridge." "And when you go across the bridge, where do you go from there?" "We went down the left side onto Weber's driveway." "And then where?" Uh, we would have we would have went not towards their house, but in the opposite direction." "Okay. And would it be helpful to look at that on a map to explain?" "Yes." The way that you went?" "Judge, they indicated they would stipulate that exhibit." "Okay. Can be admitted." "All right." Back to Diener. Ooh, so State's Exhibit 3 is a closer view map of the same area to which the defense is going to stipulate? And Rosie, yes. Yes, both the defense, Rosie and Ajay, which I'm just going to, if you hear me speaking nice, it's the defense or Kelsi. Hmm, I don't know. You guys can see that, right? So I don't have to say it. I'm sure you can. I'll show then by agreement, States 3 is admitted. One sec. Okay, Kelsey. Oh, sorry. Okay, Judge. Is this amenable to the court? Yes. Okay, Kelsey. With regard to Exhibit 3 for the state, would you agree that this shows the same area that's in the other one, but a closer view? Yes. Okay. And you recognize this area of the High Bridge Trail? Yes. Okay. And would you mind coming down and showing us where you crossed the High Bridge and what direction you and Cody went? Yeah. And you can do it from my side. So the bridge is here, and she points. So we crossed all the way down, and then later when down went down this way. She points another way, and onto the driveway, and then in this direction, she points another way. Coming back to the other, let's make a reference here. So you cross the high bridge. Yes. The high bridge leads around here. Correct. Okay. And point to where it ends. Right here. Okay. And so we're going to say this is north, south, east, and west. So you went north of the bridge. Yeah. And then there's a drive, and it's a lighter brown on the picture. Yeah. And you went on that drive to the left side or to the west. Correct. Okay. And does that drive pass under the bridge? Yes, it does. Okay. So since you're familiar with this area from the road you're referring to or the drive down to this area, is that another elevation to go down? Another hill? I know there's a hill that goes down here, and I think there is another one that goes down a little more. Oh, that was her. That was Kelsey. So wait, I know there's a hill that goes down here, and I think there's another one that goes down a little more. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is all not flat. Correct. Okay, and how far back to the west did you and Cody go? We went all the way to where the gate is. Okay, about here. All right. So there's a gate at the far end of this path. Yes. Are there things doing? Oh, sorry. Are there things along the way that you had seen before? Had you been on this drive? Yeah. So around in this area, there's a tree with shoes thrown onto it. Okay. Is this a place, the High Bridge and this area down here? Is that a place that you had visited before? Yes. And you're saying that when you came off of that and came to the west or southwest, You had been on this path and saw the tree with the shoes? Yes. Is that something you did with your sister or with other kids? Yeah, both. Is it something that high school kids or middle schoolers, I guess, young people talked about? Yeah, lots of people at the school had went out to see it. Okay. Were you aware that this is a private property? No. Okay. And did you, when you went to look for your sister and Abby, did you look the other direction? No. And why would you look? Why would you look this direction, the southwest, and not toward the water? The house that Abby lived in is this direction, so we thought maybe they took the driveway back to Abby's house. Okay, so you could follow this drive and eventually get to where Abby lived? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that was your thinking? Maybe they went to her house? Correct. Okay. After you go down here, do you return another direction or how do you get back? We went back the way we came and across the bridge and back across the bridge. Do you remember that it was starting to get dark? Yes. Okay. At what point had you already crossed that back before it got dark? Yeah, some of us were back at the police station before it was dark. Yes. And you were one of those people. Yes. And did you leave the path of the road that goes to the southwest to look for them? No. At this point, uh, did you think that something bad had happened to your sister? No. We thought maybe they were out into into the woods and got hurt. You can go ahead and have a seat. Now, how would you usually communicate with Libby if you were not together? Sometimes we texted, but usually it was Snapchat. Before we get to that, Kelsi, before you testified today, did you get an opportunity to review a video of the Monon High Bridge, the High Bridge Trail, and the actual High Bridge? Yes. And does it accurately depict the area in general? It does. As of now, yes. Okay. Tell us some of the things that are different about this video. It has been remodeled, so now the trail is paved and it has like a gate around it, so can't cross the bridge. And they have new tires. And they have new ties, almost like decking. Oh, okay. Some of the ties are new. Yeah, it's not like the railroad ties all the way up to the end. Okay. So is the part of the bridge that was original railroad ties, is it shorter? Yeah, yes. Because of improvements? Yes. And so if a person watches this or sees it, the bridge is going to appear much shorter. Yes. Okay. In addition, the condition of the railroad ties that are unimproved, do they look different from 2017? They look more rotten, but yes. Okay. Does it accurately show what can be seen if you were walking from the Mears entrance to the end, of the bridge? Yes. Okay. One sec. Hmm. Well, V, I'll tell you why. Because I'm not a person who does voices. So if you have a better voice, go on your channel and do it yourself. I know you're kidding. Because that's all I have. And for the Diener, for the prosecution, I'm going to do my Nick McClellan voice. And for Kelsey, I'm trying to be respectful. And I'm not a pro. I'm just a noob. Alrighty? That's why. Okay, so would you agree that it stops at the end of the railroad trestle that you would have crossed when you were younger? So this implies that it's a question from the prosecution. Yes. Now, Mr. Baldwin, no objection. Do we have it marked? Where's the flash drive? Let's have Jody mark it. Max has got it. Right here, Stacy. Oh, Baldwin, Rosie, then Baldwin. Nope, that's our copy. Back to Rosie. Oh, that's ours? Oh, you got it. You've got it. Okay, he's got it, Stacy. He's got it ready to go. If you want him just to play it off there. Here. Well, I'm going to have her mark our drive. That's yours. I'm not going to give her yours. Okay. So, is the state's exhibit for Miss Diener? This is exhibit 4 for the state. Yes, I'm Miss Diener. And, and I'm Judge Gull, and I heard no objection over here. So, I'll show 4 is admitted without objection. So, we would go ahead and publish that to the jury, Judge. Yes, you may. Thank you. Kelsi, I may ask you a question during it, so we'll point out things that would be different, okay? Okay. It's only 5 minutes in length, Judge. Okay. Do you recognize this area as the mirror's entrance? Yes. Now, as you come up to this T, if you turn right, where does it go? Freedom Bridge. Okay. And so if you turn left, where does it go? High Bridge. Now, this is a paved path. Was it paved back in 2017? Nope. And what would have the surface been? Just dirt or gravel? I'm going to stop this here for you to give some explanation about what's different here, Kelsi. Okay. And would you agree that this area has been improved since 2017? Yes, a lot. Okay. You want to come down and talk about what you remember? You can do it from that side. So, did these side rails exist back then? No. Did you said rails were replaced with something new? What part are you talking about? So this part is no longer railroad ties. Okay. And so you're saying in here? Yeah, it'd be this whole section. What the hell are you saying? Keep keep telling this chat what's what, Shibby. What do you mean? So do you want me to read the questioning and answer? I don't know. I don't even know what you're saying. I'm going to ignore you. Keep telling this chat what's what, Shibby. So you want me to say what's what? Question from Diener. Okay. And was this little stand here on the left, did it exist back then? Answer from Kelsi. No, it wouldn't have been able to. You talked about a barrier back then? Where would the barrier approximately have been? Somewhere around here. And you're pointing to an area where the gravel kind of goes off to the side of the trail. Yes. And there's 2 different colors of improvement here. One is lighter color and the other one is darker. Would you say it was in this vicinity? Yes. Okay. And so you were crossing the high bridge then. What would you have to do to get it to it? There would have been a space between the bridge and the ground that you had to step over. And then did you have to also to climb over or go around the barrier? You have to go around it. It was just kind of like a gate that you just went to like here. Okay. So there was space around it? Yes. To go around? Yes. Okay. So this all would have been unimproved railroad trestle. Correct. Mm-mm. No, what? No, from way before. You said I should do the voices on my. Oh, keep telling your chat with what? Hmm. From way before. Well, were you? I don't know. Were you complaining? Like there's no LOL here or nothing? I can't tell. Actually, Shibby, I was wondering why you keep slipping into. If you're joking, it's funny. For both voices, you've been doing old cop voices too, often or something. Oh boy. I think you're kidding, but you didn't use your LOLs. So I'm confused. With no side rails? Right. And now we are at the portion of unimproved portion. Is this what it all would have looked like? Yes. This video shows a platform off the right, a platform off to the left. Were there more platforms at the beginning? Uh, Prior to the beginning of it in this video, based on where the improvement was made? Ooh, oh, thank you. I thought you were, and if you were talking with that gruff voice, that would be Judge Gull. If I was going, yes, okay, So, thank you, V. I appreciate you. I'm not going to ignore you. I know you're awesome. Thank you for being here. I'm a dope. Yes, yes. My shape of my skull is great. I don't hide it with a big, gigantic hat. Thank you, V. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'm trying. Um, I'm not. I'm trying. Just know. And I know you guys are here because you want to be here. So thank you. So again, weird voice will be prosecution. Gruff is always the judge or cop, and anything nice will be the defense, and more childlike nice will hopefully be recognized as Kelsi. This video shows a platform off the right. Did I just read this? Off this video bit? Yes, I did. Okay. Is that the end as you remember it? The end of the railroad trestle bridge? Yes. And you said you went down to the left. So are we looking to the direction that you went down? Yes. And do you see the gravel drive that you referred to that you went underneath the bridge? Was that in the video? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you went down to the left and then back to the gravel drive. Yeah. Yes. If you were at the what I would call the end, not the beginning, where the High Bridge Trail is, that's the walking path. But at the end of the High Bridge, could you see someone at the beginning of the High Bridge? Nope. Okay. While he's putting that away, and just in case I didn't judge, we'd move to admit the exhibit. You did. All right. I'll give that flash drive to the court. Reporter. Question Diener. Let's talk about Snapchat, okay? So we have varying ages of people in the jury. So we want to make sure that we talk about what was Snapchat like in 2017. To the best of your recollection, okay? So you used it to communicate with your sister. Can you explain that? Yeah. We would text back and forth using it. You could send pictures, but you could also do like messages, and all of it would just disappear unless you saved them. Okay, so is Snapchat an application that you can download to your phone? Yes. Free? Yes. Back in 2017, did you find it to be common that people your age and Libby's age would use it to communicate instead of traditional texting and calling on the phone? Yes. Hmm. I didn't really know that. You guys communicate that way? Like more than text? I thought text was a big deal. Hmm. Oh, did someone come in? Marissa? Where? Hi, Marissa. Welcome. Marissa, rah, rah, rah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did a Snapchat message always include a picture? No. And so it had texting featured by itself? Yes. And what if it included a picture? What was that like? She could have sent a picture with words on the picture. Okay. And you said that the message would go away. Can you explain that? If you didn't save it, they would just disappear after 24 hours. Okay. Did it allow the user to have limited people in their, let's say, address book for that app? It would be like adding friends, yeah. And so you could send it to either one person in your Snapchat friend list or a group of people. Yeah, you could message like one person, or you could post on your story, and that would be for any of your friends to see. Huh. And the user? Would the user have the ability to decide who had access to their story? I don't remember if you could then. Okay. Did you have access to your sister's story? Yeah. So you have to be friends on Snapchat in order to see them. Did you see the Snapchat images on Libby's story that day after you dropped her off at the trail? Yes. And what did you see? I remember a picture of just the bridge and then a picture of Abby on the bridge. And did the image of Abby on the bridge look to you like an image from the very same day? Yes. What was it about the image that made you believe it was that day? They have timestamps on them, and then also they would disappear after 24 hours. So they would be gone if it were a different day. Okay. Do you recognize the clothing on Abby from that Snapchat? Yes. And then the person who posts the image, do they have control over whether it disappears in 24 hours or is that automatic? That's automatic. Is there a way for someone who has the ability to see it because they're following the person's story to keep the image? You could screenshot it. Okay. And what happens when you screenshot an image on Snapchat? Does the person who posted it know when you screenshot it? Yes. It would tell them underneath the picture. So they'd receive notice. It would like notify you, but you could go in the picture and see who saved it. Oh, really? Wow. I've never used Snapchat. So if people are screenshotting your stuff, they could see it? You'll know? But I guess they'll know you know? Hmm. That's weird. I guess it'd be a good way of telling somebody you're stalking them without liking. It's like saving all their photos and saying, "Hey," and messaging them, say, "Hey, I saved this photo. I saved this photo." But nobody else knows, just them. Hmm. I guess you could take a picture of the screen and they wouldn't know from another device, right? Hmm. So they'd receive a notice. It wouldn't like notify you, but you could go into the picture and see who saved it. Okay. And can you add and delete people at any time? Yes. On Snapchat. Yes. And so you see an image of Abby on the high bridge, and it coincides with you having dropped your sister and Abby at the bridge, correct? Or at the trail? Correct. Did you hear from Libby at any other time when she's at the trail before you receive a call from family that she's missing? No. Were there other Snapchat images beside the two you described? Not that I remember. On the 13th, when you described the 13th of February 2017, when you went out and crossed the bridge with Cody to search, after you came back, you said you were at the police station before dark. Is that right? That's what I remember. Okay. And so did you ever then go back to the trail to search more after dark? Not that night, no. Did you continue to make an effort to reach Libby by phone or Snapchat or other means? Yes, I was texting and calling her. And then the next day on the 14th, well, let me back up. Did you go home after then? Did you go home then after you were at the police station? Yes. And the next day, did you participate in the search? Yes. Tell us about where you went, when you went there. We were divided into groups. My group went to High Bridge and was the group that was supposed to cross the bridge, and we went back down to the driveway. Okay, same direction that you just showed us previously. I think we went down the other side of the bridge. Instead of going left, we would have went down right. One sec. Okay, and then what area did you search after? Oops. Sorry, did you hear that? I don't know if that was like a burp or like a burp that was had a mind of its own while I was talking. What do you call that? Hmm. Okay. And then what area did you search after you went down to the right? We were searching underneath the high bridge. Did you complete your search of that area? Yes, we were getting ready to head back. And did you head back the same day you came, the same way you came? We started to, yes. Okay. And what do you remember? Not long after we had started heading back, up to the bridge is when someone told us that they had found the girls. Okay. Do you remember who told you? There was somebody who was farther, closer to the creek, and I believe it was a man. So, were they yelling to you? Yes. They didn't know what. They didn't know that it was me. They did not know you were her sister? No. Do you remember who was with you? Yes, I do. There was a woman named Michelle and another woman named Erin. There was both female. Michelle? Has to be Michelle. Yeah. And Erin, they're both female? Both female. So Erin and Michelle. Or Michaela, maybe, but more than likely Michelle. Had you ever met them before that day? Yes, one of them worked at the school. Okay. And so you had not yet crossed the bridge to go back? No, we had not gone back yet. When the person yelled at you, when the person yelled to you, they were found. Did you know whether they were alive or dead? No. And so where did you go? One of my grandparents was standing closer, not Mike or Becky, another one. And we took his four-wheeler back to his house. And who was that family member? My grandpa Brad. Last name? German. And he was on an ATV? Yes. And you went back to his home? Correct. Correct, sorry. So you had been to the High Bridge, the Monon High Bridge Trail, and you had crossed the bridge before. Was that a place that you were afraid of? I mean, from the standpoint of safety? No. And you had been out there numerous times before? Yes. And did you have any reason on February 13th of 2017 to be concerned for your sister and Abby's safety when you dropped them off at the trail? Nope. No other questions. Mr. Baldwin. Thank you, Judge. So questions by Mr. Baldwin. So, Mr. Baldwin, questioning Kelsi German Siebert. Hi, Kelsi. Hi. I wanted to, if I could look at the state's exhibit, whatever this is. It's in this corner, this one. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Can I use your easel? Ma'am, you need to sit down. Unidentified individual. May I please ask? You need to sit down, ma'am. The unidentified individual. The microphone is not pointed toward the witness. Ooh, who jumped in and did that? She can't be happy with that. You need to sit down, ma'am. Oh, I do remember this. Okay, all right. Is it okay if she steps down? Certainly. Baldwin asking question. I'm just going to try to establish where the Mears entrance is related to the hardware store. Can you? That's that. Let's see. Is that where did you cut? Where was your house? Where did you cut? Where was your house? It'd be over here. I came down this road. Okay. Is that when did you get to 300 North? This is Mears property. Does that help? Okay. So show where the Mears entrance is, please. This is the entrance. Okay. So the video that we just saw, that's where the drone started in, right there? Yes. Okay. And then when you said then you drove, I guess, that would be west? Sure, yeah. This way. And where is the Hoosier Hardware Store if you know? This one? Okay. This right here. Yes, that one. I thought you said you testified, and this is what I heard, that you hit the Hoosier Hardware Store first and then the Mears entrance. No, the other way around. It's the other way around? It's okay, thank you. You may be seated, thank you. Do you know if there's a camera on the Hoosier Hardware store? I've heard that, yes. Okay, so I guess we'll go this way. You would have parked at the mirror's entrance for a period of time, long enough for them to get out. Okay, then you would have headed that way, and then the camera, if there is one, would have caught you right after that. Is that accurate? Yes. And it's been a long time, so I don't know if you'll remember, but when you pulled into the Mears lot, did you like go all the way down, all the way in, or part way in? Do you know? I just kind of pulled in. Okay. And did you end up having to back out, or did you? No, I just went into the spot so that I was still facing the road. Ah, okay, thank you. And then Libby was in the front seat? Yes. And Abby was in the back seat? Yes. We saw that in the photo. Were you in the courtroom when your grandma testified? No. Oh, okay. Was Abby, I'm sorry, was Libby an outspoken person? What'd you say? Yes. Bigly outspoken or just kind of regular outspoken? I'd say regular. Regular? Would she stand up for others? Absolutely. Was she afraid to raise her voice at people? No. Did she have a good, strong voice? Yes. Now you found out that the girls were missing at around 4 p.m. Is that correct? Correct. So the search, whenever it happened, it did not happen until sometime after 4 p.m., your search? Right. When I got there, yes. And you said somehow you connected with Cody, your cousin. Is that correct? He's my uncle, but yes, uncle, sorry. And you went directly to the bridge. Is that correct? Correct. And why did you do that? That's where my family was, and the girls had been there. Okay. How did you know that? They posted on Snapchat, and I dropped them off. And now, that bridge, I mean, you talked about it. You would call it dangerous? Yes. In fact, I think you said in the past, you had gotten on your hands and knees and crawled across it. Is that correct? The first time? Yes. All the way across? No. When you get to the portions where a full person could fall in or through them, yes. When I was a younger lawyer, I would have got on the ground to demonstrate, but I'm not going to do that now. But when you say on your hands and knees, you mean on your hands and knees like you would crawl? I wasn't stepping over a missing railroad tie, no. Did Libby also crawl? No. Ah, okay. And that's because there are big holes in there, big gaps. You said that? Yes. You would not run across that. No. It would be a foolish thing to do. That would be awful. Awful. It'd be a dangerous thing to do. Yes. Now, I wanted to kind of clear up this Snapchat business because older guys get confused. People get confused by that. There's a Snapchat thing that disappears after 30 days or 30 seconds. I've heard about it. Is that a thing? A Snapchat picture can disappear in 10 seconds. 10 seconds? Yeah. Okay. But you said that this would be 24 hours. That's where I'm confused. If you post on your story, it'll stay there for 24 hours. Okay. So whatever Libby sent you was not the kind that disappears in 10 seconds, correct? Correct. She posted on her story. It was on her story, so that would be there for 24 hours. Yes. And you had seen, and you remember the image of Abby on the bridge that was posted on Libby's story? Yes. And you've seen that multiple times? Yes. And the photo would be from Libby going south toward the end of the bridge, facing this way and taking a Snapchat of Abby coming this way. Is that correct? Libby would have been facing the beginning of the bridge. Abby was coming towards her, yes. Right. So if Libby had her phone out and was taking photos, she'd be here. If the south end of the bridge where the girls ended up was here, Libby would be this way, looking that way, as Abby was coming toward her. Is that correct? Yes. And in that, And that was about what? 1/3 to 1/2 across the bridge? I'm not sure. So would it help if I refreshed your recollection with that image, that photo? Sure. I'll hand you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit A. Take a second to look at that for me, please. How far would you say that Abby is when that photo was snapped related to the bridge? Not very far, because you can still see the water in the beginning of the bridge. So do you know how is it? Are you good with fractions like 1/3, 1/2? I'd say maybe a fourth. A fourth? 25% of the way through there? Yes. Judge, I would object to having a witness speculate. Sustained. Okay. Does that fairly and accurately, that exhibit one, is it A? A? A. Does defendant's exhibit A fairly and accurately depict the image that you saw on Libby's, what's it called again? Snapchat. The Snapchat. Story. Story. On her story. Story. On her story on February 13th, 2017? Yes. Move to admit Exhibit A. No objections. All right. Without objection, A is admitted. So, Judge, I have 12 copies, hopefully 14. May I? You should have 16. 16? Well, you can pass it. May I? Thank you. Yes, you may. Could you retrieve the exhibit that's in front of? Thank you. Oh, no, you can keep those photographs. I need the exhibit. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Baldwin. For the record, just give that to Jody. Yeah, you can keep those exhibits wherever copies you get. Just put those inside your folders. 1 second. Got her. It never was on her story. Good catch, defense. Ooh. So what was that? Did I miss it? Because I kind of blow. Was that a long time ago? Should I stop and discuss that or carry on? If you guys want to remember, how about I'll. It's good that you guys caught it because I'm reading and I guess, and like V would tell you, I'm an old guy. I don't hear. Yeah. V will tell you that I'm an old guy and I probably wouldn't even understand this if I was doing it myself. I never use Snapchat. So, but I'll finish up and yeah, I'll carry on for you. Good request. And hopefully I'm not screwing up too much. And we'll then go over it. And you guys just remember what stuff you'd like to talk about. And I will gladly stay and talk to you if you would like. Thank you very much. So there's nobody. You don't see anybody on the bridge behind Abby, do you? Now, later on, when you went with Cody across the bridge when you started to search for Libby, you saw a couple of your friends on the bridge, did you not? They were people I went to school with, yes. And that was Maya Abbott and Evan Fritz, yes. So they were people in and around that bridge when you were there. You were crossing the bridge looking for the girls, correct? Yes. And it would not be uncommon for people to be on that bridge at any point in time during the afternoon based on your experience. Is that right? Right. Okay. You talked about what Libby put on that was in, you said that you just had like clothing in the back of your car. What she put on was a swim sweatshirt. Is that correct? Yes. And that was new? Yes. You had never worn it. Right. So you wouldn't expect your hair to be on the inside of it, would you, if you'd never worn it? Well, we probably washed it, so it might be. Okay. From the wash? From the laundry, yeah. A couple of days ago, did you provide a DNA sample to police? Yes. Is that the first time you'd done that? No. Thank you. No other questions. Miss Diener? No other questions, Judge. All right. Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Miss Siebert? No response or indication. So, Judge Gall. All right. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down, and would counsel approach just quickly? We can do it up here at the bench. There's a sidebar. Okay, we can keep going, but I think you've got a witness in the courtroom. Kathy Allen is sitting over there in the courtroom, and she's expected out. Sorry, she's accepted out. Is she? Kathy Allen is accepted out of. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Okay. What else is there? I'd ask that something inaudible. Okay. Sure. Are you ready with your next witness? You may call your next witness. The state would call Derek German. Judge, just a quick question with the prior witness. The exhibit that I only had one of and we passed. If I make extra copies, can we? Absolutely. Provide them for the folders. Sorry if I screwed that up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's go. That's all I have. So I was kind of doing I came up when I was doing law enforcement. So Gull, I lumped her in with the court. So I started doing Liggett. I was like, if this were Liggett, I'd be like, is she Kathy Allen is accepted out of, and I figure only because I didn't want to. I'm not trying to be cute here, guys, but it's also so when you hear that, you'll know it's the court, right? You know it's so. I hope it helps. I don't know because it gets to be a lot reading off Mr. Rosie, the court, sometimes saying their name is more than what needs to be said. So, and like with Miss Diener, I gave her, the prosecution, my McClellan voice. So it's kind of like, let's pretend the court was McClellan. It's like, or Diener. Okay, we can keep going. Like, kind of pretentious, not Southern, but more like small town. We can keep going, but I think you're a witness. You've got a witness in the courtroom. Maybe a little pretentious for Nick, especially. So I'm trying, guys. I hope you liked it. I probably screwed it up. But so do you guys have questions? So what were you talking about? What was that catch? Got her. It never was on her story. Good catch. So what does that mean? It was never on her story. And do you remember where that was? So if it's not on her story, then it wouldn't be something that stayed for 24 hours because the story was the staying for 24 hours. I don't even know. Because I never actually used Snapchat. Sure, my kids did. Maybe, I'm sure. I never did. And somebody implied at the beginning here that it would be like a replacement for texting. Like you could completely communicate with just Snapchat alone. Right. No, yeah, it wasn't. Yep, definitely wasn't in for sure. Yeah, they couldn't find it. It wasn't even in trial, right? Right. Right. So it must have been somebody took a screenshot, right? Now, wouldn't there be record of them doing it? Like, wouldn't Libby know? That's, she just said it there, right? So if somebody took a screenshot, doesn't the person get notified, or there should be record of it, right? So they could have used Libby's account to see who took the screenshot. No, because she even said it. I'm not sure. Because wasn't it like one of their cousins or friends that was supposed another younger girl or a friend of theirs that took the screenshot? So Kelsi saying she saw it on Libby's Snapchat story, that was a lie. When did she say it in here? Because or did she say it elsewhere, like in an interview? No, I guess there's a few things. She probably could have contradicted herself, or she may. It's been so long. She may have mistaken, or she was most likely not, but could possibly have being deceptive. In here. because I do remember the part with like, wasn't it that day, or she said in an interview, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she said in an interview once that that night on the 13th, she was communicating with Anthony Schatz. Did she? And then turns around later on, or I don't know how long after, she says she didn't, right? Or do I have that backwards? Right. But I thought I saw her say on an interview that she literally communicated with KK, Keegan Klein, who was Anthony Schatz. Like she said she contacted him, no? I'm pretty sure I'm correct. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me. But I'm sure she said that. I think she said that. Yeah. Yes. Yes. She communicated with the Schatz from Libby's account, then lied about it later. So why would she lie about it? Or did she just, is there a possibility? Like, was there a long time in between? Because I do remember, like, she gave an interview, right? Was it on Gray Hughes? Gray Pubes? And she said that? Because I'm pretty sure I saw it on YouTube, and I'm guessing it was Gray Hughes. Wow, did she really? Which account? The Snapchat? Now, was there ever, I heard talk that Kelsi was kind of joking around, maybe catfishing her, or no? Was that just a rumor? Because I thought there was a time where she felt bad about catfishing someone, or but just kind of jokingly. I'm not sure. Because I know if I was at that age, 14, 15, or 16, I can't speak, but I'm sure we'd probably try to play jokes on each other and maybe make a fake account and pretend, but wow. So where do we find out about that? There's a lot to this, eh? Like, that's such a convoluted story. All right, bro. Good night, Josh. Thanks for the papers. And man, so you found this on the All Eyes site, eh? So I guess I should look more. Is this will be from the trial, right? Because I haven't gone there yet, so I'm sure I could find this kind of stuff. Thanks, Josh. Have a great night, and thanks for being here. It's great having talking to you. All righty. And I'll probably go, if any of you are around, I'll go, most likely I'll go tonight at 11 p.m. East, my time. So 10 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Mountain, and 8 p.m. Pacific tonight, Sunday night. I'll do the contempt stuff properly because we were just about to get into the actual March 18th contempt hearing from the Indiana Supreme Court, which was so fascinating. And we'll do that. And then we'll definitely cover the trial in depth. If you guys would like, I enjoy it. And I'd be reading it myself. And I'm sure you guys would possibly be reading over this again yourselves. So come join us definitely tonight to do the contempt, the March 18th. With that said, is there anything else you guys would like to do? Bezo, are you up? Are you going to sleep? What's up with you? Anybody else here have any requests or would like to say hi or chat before we shut her down? Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, thank you for reading that for me. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you later when you come on. Have a good one. And thank you again. You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for being here. Hey, I wasn't really going to go on. It's a weird time. So, like, to come on at this time of night, I didn't expect to get anyone. So, thanks for coming. And thanks for giving that suggestion. And thanks to Josh for finding that for us. All righty. That being said, I will change the title of this to an impromptu read of Kelsi's transcript from the trial, dedicated to Bezo Jones, courtesy of Josh from what was it again? Low Light Recovery. All right, guys. So thanks for being here, and it was fun. And nighty night.